Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the Once a Man Cobra Commander, number 130 in the line. We're going to take a look at this, and we're going to see if all the drama that it has created for Hasbro and on YouTube and Instagram, we're going to see if it's actually worth it, because how people didn't even want this figure, and now everyone's flipping out because they're impatient and they can't wait. They want to spend 150 bucks or so on the aftermarket rather than just waiting and seeing if Hasbro makes a few more. But I was able to get one on the day that it dropped, so I am happy about it. So let's take a look at this, and right away you can see an awesome cover as he is changing from Cobra Commander, look at that, into the Snake Commander, and into a Cobra with little creepy arms. And then you can see him change right back there. So anyway, really cool. No, they haven't done this yet. So they do a lot of different box covers for the SDCC or the PulseCon. So, and of course you get that cool noise there. We got 130 on the side with the Cobra. Here we have the Cobra Commander, the QR code that leads us straight to hell, along with his file card, and on the back we got this wonderful artwork. Let's see how. Oh, so it's got a little tab. It opens up. It's got the Velcro, and then we have the old style boxing. So what we're going to take a look at is going to knock this thing out, get the figure out, get the snake out. We got a helmet, different head, all kinds of different things. We'll quickly compare them to the other Cobra Commanders. We got our first roadblocks that came with the classified line, and we'll see how the snake looks on it. I guess I missed on the inside here. We can see Nemesis Immortal in the back. We have Cobra Commander that looks like he's about to change inside a snake head. And then you have Globulus in the back. You got a big snake thing in here. So again, they're telling us we're getting Globulus. Now, you guys all know my feelings if you're following the channel. I am not a huge fan of Cobra Law. But again, I do love the classified line. So there we have Globulus again. They do show a nice roadblock with Cobra Commander. So I bet we're going to get a regular version 2 roadblock in the what the hell is it called, the retro card, so you can recreate that exactly perfect. And then we got Falcon over here, and I think that's about it. So let's just get into this. But before we do, if you like this type of content, you like G.I. Joe, you like what I give you, take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a G.I. Joe video. All right. Okay, so here we got him out of the box, and let's take a look at everything that he does come with. So he comes with the alternate head / helmet. Now, this is the same helmet that we get over here with this one, except it has the white that goes down. Now, again, this is what you're going to get with the retro card, except we're going to get hopefully a vac metal. So here you can see this is shiny, but there's no, you can't see anything. So. And this is all real nice and pliable. So hopefully once we pop it off, you can still move the head around pretty well. We get the backpack. All right. Now, if people are wondering, they don't understand this. If you look on the back of the original O-ring Cobra Commander, this is technically what he was supposed to have. The way that the blow dryer gun plugged into him, it had little dots around it. I will leave a link to the comparison to the HISS Cobra Commander that we got. Here we have the blow dryer gun. And again, I actually think I should have brought it up, but the Supreme Cobra Commander came with a better version of this. I don't know why they changed it. So they made it smaller, a little bit of red paint apps right there. There's your blow dryer. If you're ever wondering why it's called a blow dryer, that's why. It looks just like it. So it's got the little cross, so it's meant to look like it plugs in the same way as the original. We have a few extra sets of hands. So we have the 2 fist hands, which we've already gotten. We have the hand where he's holding out. You can either grab the world, the world. This also came with this Cobra Commander. It also came with Supreme Cobra Commander. All right, same hands. And then you have the pointy finger, which you can see over here on this Cobra Commander. And it also came with the HISS Cobra Commander. Yes, and of course I'm dropping things. So, and then we get the little dagger. It is pliable, but it seems to stay pretty straight. It's not the worst in the world, as I talked about how they're super thin, but not going to complain too much. A little bit of paint app right on the bottom. Handle is black, so it does look nice, and we'll see how it sheaths in. And then we get the snake. And I know there's been some complaints about the snake. From what I've heard is that, it doesn't articulate enough. All you're going to get, I think, is the little hands that move up and down. So his hands can kind of move around a bit. And it is very nice and soft and pliable, so you can move it wherever you need to. But let's take a look at this. So first, looking in that mouth, you got the tongue, the teeth inside of it. That paint looks amazing. And I love the blue eyes. It matches his color nicely. If you remember in the cartoon, he had a bunch of extra eyes. There's no articulation to the jaw. Again, it would have been nice, but it looks like they put a lot into the paint apps on this. So you're going to get this yellow here. You get a different green, the green that runs around here, and obviously this little V shape. And the scales on it look absolutely amazing. Now, you can tell where it was glued together. Now, it would have been nice had they left a little bit of articulation, but I don't know if they really need to. But it is going to open up enough where I think we can wrap it around our roadblock. But look at the detail in the chest. You can see his ribs that are kind of protruding out here. So he's not a full snake yet. And yeah, it just sits right up there. All right, so now let's take a look at Cobra Commander. We're going to move this guy up. So right away, it looks like from the waist down, he's going to use the exact same legs, which is understandable. I know people were upset that his legs were actually ripped up, but everything is about tooling. So quickly, we'll take a look at everything. So he has a red stripe that runs down. And the color looks to be a little bit more blue, like a lighter blue. With the HISS Cobra Commander having a brighter red stripe. So at the bottom here, you have a little bit of wear in the paint, where he's kind of been walking through, I think, the mud or the snow, different stuff like that. And you can obviously see where the break is with the ankle. And we'll take a look at the articulation in the middle. Then we have our sheath. Now, people have said that this sheath is different, and I'd have to agree. It definitely does look like it is different. Now, people have complained that this one moves up and down. Most of the stuff that sits on their legs, their thighs, move up and down. But they say this one's a little bit tighter. But the one thing I know is that, for me, you have to move it down. It has to be below the thigh cut right there. All right. So we're going to take the knife and we'll just kind of drop it in there. Now, is it the same knife? Yep, it is the same knife, different sheath, I think. It looks like the sheath is a little bit smaller, but I think it's actually the exact same one. I don't know what people are saying that it's so different. It looks like the mold just formed a little bit different on these, but all in all, it's the exact same sheath. You can see little belt buckles on it, so I'm not going to really go into that too much. All right, so here we have the nice little belt. Now, oops. It looks like they have different belts, but it just really has to do with the paint app. So when you look at that angle, it has a silver buckle with the red in the middle, where when you look at it straight, it almost looks like it's different, but that's just because of the paint. So that, again, it makes a world of difference when you're just messing with the paint. Keep you standing up. Anyway, Looks really good, and there's no overrun on it. You do have the red. It kind of looks like the original Star Trek insignia. Pouches on the belt, runs all the way around. You got your pockets. And then you get to the meat of everything. So, looking up here, you have a ripped up vest that I think will come off, so we can take it off if we want. It's nice and pliable. You can see the old Cobra symbol, and you can tell that that is a different Cobra symbol. So this would definitely be ripping from the retro Cobra Commander that we're getting. The helmet kind of says all that. But looking at the design on the shirt as it's ripping off, you still have your little insignias up there. The rips look pretty good. I mean, it would have been cool had this been a cloth good. You still have the hole for the back piece. It's got the silver shirt that's going to be underneath it that rips off, where that's black. So I'm really interested to see once we get the retro Cobra Commander if it matches up better. But let's look at the scales on this guy here. We can pop this thing off really quickly because it doesn't look like there's any issues at all. Look at that. Thing just comes right off. Don't have to pop anything. No hot and swap. All right. So you're going to get a couple different colors here, where I think this is all mostly one color, but the shading, the light makes it look like it's dark underneath it. The side on your ribs look pretty good. You got your scales all running up the bicep. So in all honesty, I don't know how they can reuse this buck unless if they use, let's say they make some regular Cobra La characters, maybe some guards. They can reuse these arms that way, but there's not too much that you can use for this. So on the back here, you have the scales running up, and as you can see, they imitate. Now they change color, but it still has that same tattoo on the back, so pretty cool. Good job with that. Scales are looking good. Then we get to the face, and you can see the eyes start popping off of this, which is absolutely disgusting. I think this, we can easily say this is the most disgusting figure Classified has made yet. It kind of reminds me of Enemy Mine mixed with the Visitors. And then you got the teeth that are all on the outside. Oh, this figure is absolutely disgusting. Big nose, but the paint and everything looks good. I mean, just those eyes, they really do pop. And being the blue just really accents everything. So let's quickly take a look at it. So he can look up like that, look down. His neck does articulate back and forth, along with his head being able to turn. You get your T-pose, bicep swivel, pinless double joints, and this guy is really smooth to move around. You do have your butterfly joints, but again, how well do they work? That's been a huge complaint of mine when it comes to classified figures. And as you can see, they really don't do anything. They work better for going backwards, but not really a big deal for me. You got your ab crunch. You can move down that much. He can look up. Does move side to side. Your Jean-Claude Van Damme. Does have drop-down hips, but they're very minor drop-down hips, which I'm okay with, just because they tend to break after time. Pinless double knees. This is a really weird spot to have the boot cut because it does break that line, but you do have it, and we can pop them up there. Swivel. So same articulation in the leg as we get with this Cobra Commander, and it is a fine looking figure. And this is coming from someone who does not like Cobra La, but as I've mentioned before, even though I don't like some of these characters, what the G.I. Joe team, what the Hasbro Joe team has done is they've made some amazing figures that I think they look amazing, whether or not I like their characters or not. So let's pop off the head. Oh, you know what we forgot? Oh, we forgot to look at the So there's your Cobra Commander head. I know a lot of people want this so they can throw it on over here, but I don't know why not just wait till you get the retro. So that looks good. He can move back and forth, up and down. What we do have here that I totally forgot was this mask, right? And this was the shield, and you can see when it's cracking off, right? So it's cracking off, and on the inside you can see the electronics. So this kind of makes you think like he has some sort of heads-up display, kind of like what Tony Stark might have had. Now, again, that's looking today. This movie was made, I think, in '87. But you kind of got like these two little red dots where you assume that's where his eyes are pointed to. But the detail on it is really nice. And this is going to be great for photography. But the fact that they gave you, is it just... It looks like it's just painted on there, but it does look like it has cracks. It is nice that you can kind of see a shadow in it, so it does work pretty well. You can pop this off. Obviously, we have the backpack. That thing's just going to kind of peg right on there, and then the way that the blow dryer gun just goes like that. But be careful, it does fall out fairly easily. They could have made it so it popped in there a little bit better, but let's be honest, this is the least of my concern. We're looking at putting everything else on. So you can change the hands real quick. And here we have kind of a grabbing hand. So if you want to have him holding, can he hold this? I'm going to say he probably can. You might need to work on it. It would have been nice if they sculpted another hand. This thing is very soft, so you're not going to have to worry about it breaking. But I don't know if you want it to look like a taco. He's got a taco. Anyone got some cheese you can throw in there? Make it a taco. I don't really want it creased anymore. So I guess holding it isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. You can hold it with the gun hand. No problem whatsoever. Take a gun. They shoot things off. Again, there's no trigger guard on this because it's not a real gun. But there we go. So same articulation as Cobra Commander. The original one, because it's the same feet. No issues posing him, standing him, as you know we've gone through 100 times, or I've gone through 100 times, trying to talk about it. That just learn how to stand your figures, and you don't have a problem. These guys stand all day long with kids and a dog. All right, so there we go with that. Now we got to look at our snake and ask the question: how does he wrap around roadblock? And the question is, what roadblock do we want to use? We'll just grab the first one. What I mean by that is this is not the field variant. So if I remember correctly, he somehow wrapped himself around roadblock, and that is a small little space to get him. So we can pull him open enough and just kind of wrap him up and make it so he is definitely going to be kind of screaming at roadblock like he was, but can roadblock with his, and this is a gripe of mine, a small little feet. Hopefully they will eventually get rid of these, but and put his hand down here. I always found it funny that Roadblock was willing to help Cobra Commander just because he got turned into a snake. But now you can have him riding Roadblock's back, no problem. And again, what's nice is that he can just kind of sit down there. You don't have to worry about it. He doesn't fall over. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to get at. But there went a door. The door fell, but no figures did. And people are going to tell me, hey, I can't pose my figures. I need stands. Don't give me that crap. The Roadblock's got him on his shoulder here, trotting around the G.I. Joe headquarters like, hey, look who I found hanging outside. And And then we have what he was before as he was changing. And then we obviously have what my Cobra Commander normally looks like. Of course, he's back here. See, now he fell. Now one's going to say, see, you should have used the stand, sonny. Anyway, there you go. That is our Once a Man Cobra Commander. And I wonder, is the outrage, is it really worth, is this figure really worth all the outrage? Because I have a feeling Hasbro will give us some more, so you're able to go out and get it. But it is a nice looking figure. They do a wonderful job with their designs, no doubt about that. So let's wrap this up because I don't know what else to say about Once a Man Cobra Commander. Okay, so my first thought on this figure is, yeah, he's pretty cool. I don't know if the outrage for a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive should be what it is, but it is a pretty good figure. And again, I'm not a Cobra guy at all, but he does look pretty awesome. They did a wonderful job creating something, but this is the type of thing that should be a Comic-Con exclusive. An exclusive where you don't need them. It's a small part of the lore that, let's be honest, the comic doesn't even address because, well, it's pretty stupid to be honest with you. But hey, if you like this figure, you want it, I would just wait on it and see, because I have a feeling that there will be more. Don't go spending $150. Just wait it out, because I doubt they're going to go much more than that. So wait and see if Hasbro drops a few more. But it's up to you. Get it if it's something you need. Alright, so there you go. That is your Once a Man Cobra Commander. I do think it's really cool. They put a lot of detail into it. Again, it's not an essential figure, in my personal opinion. But it is a nice one to have. I have a feeling they'll probably use the buck for something else, whether it be, just the upper body, probably with some sort of Cobra character that, I don't know. I don't know enough about Cobra because I really disliked it so much. But it's not something bad to have, but just wait it out. All right, these things have been going up and down on pre-order. They know people want this. They did the same thing with Mindbender, Serpentor, color changing Zartan, 00 Snake Eyes. You'll probably have another chance to get it. So just hold your horses and hopefully you'll get it. But everything about it is designed really nice. I love the box that it came with. So I like the snake. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. But before I leave, if you're not following me on Instagram, please, A Punk with Toys. We're closing in, I think, at 1,200 subscribers, followers, whatever you want to call it. We have a Facebook group page, Punks with Toys, where you'll see every time I drop a figure. Because once you join, you're a punk with toys. I kind of screwed it up. But hey, no one really cares. I'm going to get out of here. But hey, you know the deal right now. If you stayed this long to see this figure, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop something like this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you, but I will leave you. Right up here is the HISS Cobra Commander. And down here, we're going to take a look at the whole playlist of all the Joes that I've done. Take care.